I'm Danny Hanks. I graduated from LaPorte High School in 1997, and I'm currently the general manager of Gringo's Mexican Kitchen. While in high school, I really didn't know what my expectations were of the future. I did know I had some aspirations to be either a coach, and get into teaching and come back to LaPorte, or be a firefighter like my dad. But obviously, as I got into college and dabbled around in my classes, I was working at Gringo's as a part-time job, and really a lot of things started to pique my interest a little bit, and they offered me a management position, and the rest is history, and that was 15 years ago now. So it's been an incredible ride, but I can relate to you guys, the students, looking and wondering what the future holds, and having that uncertainty and that uneasiness, and it's okay. I did too, and I can tell you now, I manage 150 employees, several $1 million a year here. I'm actually in the process of taking on a new job where I'll be more into the vice president of operations, where I'll have 11 units under my care and almost 1,000 employees. So, from sitting at that desk as a student, not knowing really what the future holds, to where I am today, you never know. You just have to have that faith and go out there and work hard at what you're doing, be passionate about what you're doing, and it all kind of will take care of itself. It's easier to say that now, looking back, than sitting in that desk. But go out there and be ambitious, and you can't replace hard work. I can tell you right now, I never graduated. I did not get my degree. Went to San Jacinto College, and a lot of the Harvard on the highway, right? And went and took all my classes, my basic studies, and but the real world experience, came from working hard, showing up every day. And if I can tell you anything, it's to go out there, do the best that you possibly can do, have integrity and high character, and just give it an honest day's work every day, and good things will come from that. Too often now, as I look at some of my employees, people want to cut corners. There's this sense of laziness, and you're not ever going to be rewarded by being lazy. You got to go out there and do the work, and people don't like to hear that sometimes, but it's the unfortunate truth. But it does pay dividends, and I guarantee you can have anything you want to have, so long as you go out there and just work diligently at it every single day, learn from your mistakes. So if you were to sit here and come submit an application and you want to work for me, I can appreciate your individuality, and we all want to be our own person, and we want to go out there and make a name for ourselves. We're gonna dress differently and wear our hair differently, and we're gonna do different things. But as an employer, you're looking for someone that really, we're looking for some uniformity. We want to present ourselves in a very professional manner. So your image is very, very important. And while you can be that individual outside of work, while you're in work, we want you to maintain that professionalism, and take the time with your hygiene, and be professional, and arrive on time. I cannot overstate how important that is, to be dependable and be reliable as an employee. So as you come and submit an application to me, I'm really going to dig into that, and I'm going to find out. And even if you don't have a work experience, a lot of what you do in school speaks to the kind of person and the employee you might be. So you want to come in there and you want to have the reputation, being tardy to class, it's going to follow you for a long time, because you're developing habits right now. And again, as the employer, we want to know and have peace of mind that I can rely on you and count on you. And that's your character, that's your legacy, that's something that you can't ever shake. It's going to follow you to the grave. So it's important that you guys understand that as an employer, we really value that. It's extremely important. And you can teach a 2-year-old to come punch the clock. That's not what the employer is looking for. I'm looking to know that we're going to be better by having you, that you're going to make a contribution every day. Again, coming and punching the clock and just getting through the day, that's not a contribution. You've got to put yourself out there. You've got to be professional and courteous, and be able to look me in the eye and have integrity, and know that, you're not stealing from me. That you're not trying to cut corners. When I'm not looking, that you're doing things the right way. You're upholding the standards of the company. And one thing I would definitely want to, share with everybody there is that I didn't get an education in management. Again, I didn't graduate from college, nor did my owner. Russell Ibarra, he graduated from Port High School as well. He went on and he learned from the School of Hard Knocks as well, and he's built a multi-million-dollar company. And it's all about the hard work. It's about, again, the things I've spoken to you about already, and the integrity and the perseverance and the reliability. Russell can look me in the eye at 23 years old and trust me to run one of his units. And every day I appreciate that, I value that, I reflect on that, and realize the magnitude of that trust. And the sky's the limit. And I can tell you that I went from bumming a ride with a friend that gets to high school every day to, I'm traveling in a private plane, going to Las Vegas or going to Hawaii and enjoying all the perks of the success. And it's amazing. I never would have thought that I would have been there. And, sitting there and wondering, what am I going to be if I don't graduate college? What am I going to be if I don't go out and get that degree that everybody talks about? Yes, it's important. And we would like to have those things sometimes, but it doesn't define who you are. If you really are passionate about something and you'll give yourself to any profession. There's a story that I read to my staff on a regular basis, and it's not the profession that determines your success, it's how you see yourself in that profession. And I really believe that to be true. If you go out there and just work hard every day, if you got good character and integrity, and you make an impression on your employer every day, those opportunities will come to you. But if you want to go there and try to, fly under the radar and just do enough to get by, that's exactly what you're going to get. So go out there and be ambitious. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be successful. Don't let anybody ever tell you that that's not the case. And good things will come to you. I am living, breathing proof of just hard work. And, the sky's the limit. This job has provided for my family and allowed me to see things and do things that I never thought were ever possible. So it's very rewarding, very satisfying. It's very humbling to be entrusted with, all the employees that I'm responsible for and the multi-million-dollar business I'm responsible for. And you too can also have that opportunity. Just go out there and apply yourself every day and be the person that you were meant to be. You deserve success, you deserve happiness, and the sky's the limit, guys. Don't limit yourself.
Hi, my name is Willard Jones. I'm a 1976 graduate of LaPorte High School. There I was, most school-spirited, 1976. This is our city judge right here, in case you don't know her, Denise Petrano. As a matter of fact, I've been around LaPorte a long time. This is my mother in the LaPorte High School band in 1947. So, yeah, we've been around here a long time. Went to, graduated from LaPorte High School, had a great time there. Was very active in band, thespians. But the thing that really helped me to become a doctor of veterinary medicine was the science that was offered there. They had advanced science classes, I believe they still do. Miss Baines was the lady that everybody knew back then. They also, as a foreign language, offered Latin. I took 2 years of Latin as my foreign language, and that helped immensely. After I got out of A&M, I won the LaPorte Rotary Club Scholarship. It was $500. $500 was enough to pay my entire 4 years tuition at A&M, so that tells you how things have changed. Went to A&M, I graduated with honors in 1980. Applied to the veterinary college. I got accepted there, and I graduated with my DVM, my Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, in 1986. I came back to LaPorte because that's where I was born and raised, that's where my family is, and worked here for about a year and a half, opened a practice in Dickinson, and then came back and opened my practice in 1990 here in LaPorte, and I've been here ever since. What I do is small animal medicine and surgery, and that usually indicates all the pets that people usually take care of. I do not do birds and reptiles. You have to have experience to do that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. But I do, rabbits, gerbils, dogs, cats, whatever mammals that we can carry in our pockets, I'll take care of them. I tried large animal medicine. Income is actually higher for people that go into large animal medicine because there's so few. Other than that, people go back and get their specialty degrees. We have specialists in dermatology, ophthalmology, any specialist there is for a human, there's specialists for veterinary medicine also. In addition to that, if you get to where you no longer want to practice, a lot of industry hires veterinarians. We are always talked to by people from Pfizer, Merck, the companies that are drug sales reps and things like that. Most of their technical people are DVMs. And of course, anywhere there's a research facility that uses animals, there's going to be DVMs that work there also. Yes, Texas now has a registered veterinary technician program. They didn't have that a long time ago. They had it, it kind of went away, and now it's come back. But I believe there are 2 or 3 different RVT colleges in Texas. I think the Houston Community College now offers it. It used to be Tomball Community College or whatever, but they've put it all under one umbrella. There's one in East Texas, and I know there's got to be one over in Austin somewhere. You come out as a registered veterinary technician, you usually make higher pay because then the DVM doesn't have to train you how to take blood from a jugular or catheterize an animal or help with surgery or anything like that. If I was going to give a student any kind of advice, I would say you're responsible. You know, go to 1320 West Tyler. There you'll see a little 900 square foot house. 6 of us were raised. No air conditioning, no shower. When I went to college, I thought having a shower was like I was living large. We didn't have a lot of money. I had to ride a bicycle. I didn't have a car. You know, all the things that kids take for granted. If you'll spend your time studying, you can do what you want to do. I had a technician who worked for me, came kind of from a broken family, and she wound up living with her sister. She graduated almost the top of her class from LaPorte High School. She did graduate top in her class from the College of Veterinary Medicine, and she's practicing in Austin and doing very, very well. So if anybody asks, it's you. It's your responsibility to study and decide what you want to do with your life. That's what I did.
Hi, I'm Claire Zabrowski, and I graduated from LaPorte High School in 1991. After high school, I went to San Jac, Texas State, and U of H Clear Lake and got my associate's, bachelor's, and master's degree in psychology. Today, I'm a psychology professor at San Jacinto College Central Campus. With a degree in psychology, you can work in most any field because psychology studies people, and that knowledge will help you in any career goal you have. But more specific jobs in the field of psychology are working as a therapist with children and adults, marriages, people with addictions and psychological disorders, working in corporations as an industrial psychologist. They deal with issues such as worker productivity, employment training, and human resources. Working in education and research like I do in colleges or universities, you can explore fields like neuropsychology or human behavior and child development. If I could give advice to students today about how to reach their career goals, I would tell them to take college seriously. Be prepared to work hard because a lot of people drop out. I would say use your time before and during college to find out what you love to learn and combine that with what you're naturally good at. Learn as much about a career as you can beforehand. Internships and job shadowing is a great way to do that. And don't give up. Education seems like it takes a long time, but if you stick with it and refuse to give up, you can reach your goal. Work now, and it will pay off in job fulfillment and a good salary down the road. Good luck.
Hello, my name is Dal Pizzatola, and I'm a graduate of LaPorte High School, class of 1994. I'm here to talk to you about a career in the field of finance. I am a partner/financial advisor with Bayshore Financial Advisors here in LaPorte. We help individuals, families, and small businesses invest their money based on their needs and objectives. This may be for retirement, college, or setting up a retirement plan for a company. We invest in many different types of securities, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, exchange-traded funds, and more. Our investment strategies depend on the investment objectives, goals, and risk tolerance of our clients. I graduated from the University of Texas in Austin in 1998. I currently have my securities licenses Series 6, Series 7, 63, and 65, as well as my insurance license. These are the licenses that you will need to do business in this industry. Training for my job is an ongoing continuation of education as required by the regulators of our field. The Securities Exchange Commission and the Financial Industry Regulatory Association require advisors to have so many continuing education credits each year. This keeps us abreast of all the new regulatory changes in our field. After I graduated from the University of Texas, I began my career at AIM Investments in Houston. This was a mutual fund company that eventually merged with other investment firms to form Invesco. Salary range is currently unlimited. There is no maximum amount you can earn. However, this usually means there is no minimum amount you can earn. Your salary truly depends on how hard you work and how good you are at your job. The better you are, the more money you will make. This is a great business, and I truly enjoy coming to work every day. This is not just a job for me. Bayshore Financial Advisors is part of my family, and I plan on it and me being here for a long time. If I was going to give some advice to the students of today, I would suggest that they start figuring out what it is that interests them now and figure out how to make a career of it. Is it making money? Is it building things? Is it starting your own business? You may find that a college degree is not needed to fulfill your individual goals. Talk with your guidance counselors, adults, and anyone else that can give you ideas and advice on your future. Motivation, drive, perseverance, and creativity can trump degrees in some cases if you are focused. However, I truly enjoyed my time at the university, and if it is possible and worthwhile, I would recommend continuing your education if it is needed in doing what you want to do. Success is not a right, and you can't buy it. You have to work hard and earn it.
Hi, my name is Clark Askins. I am a 1990 graduate of LaPorte High School, and I work as a lawyer. I work at the firm of Askins and Askins, which is right down the street from the high school. I have a law practice with my father. He is a lawyer as well and has had a practice in LaPorte since the early 1960s. As a lawyer, I do lots of interesting things. We do work for the city of LaPorte, so what we do is we represent the city in all the different matters that they have to deal with. One of the more interesting things that we get to do for the city, and myself in particular, is to prosecute at the LaPorte Municipal Court. So any misdemeanor offenses that are filed here, I get to handle, and we have trials here in this courtroom where people who contest our tickets will go to court. So that's a very interesting thing that we do. We also will look over contracts for people, or we will help folks in transferring land titles. So one person may want to sell a piece of land to another person. We'll help them out with that. And then we'll also just give general advice to people when they've got issues or questions when they come in the door. My educational background, I went to law school here in Houston at the University of Houston. Before that, I went away to college to a school called Wheaton College up in Illinois. It's near Chicago, but did come back home to go to law school. After I graduated, I then went to work for my father immediately, so I've been there here in LaPorte for the last 14 years. And you may want to know what kind of things you should do to prepare for a career in law, if that's what you're interested in doing. One thing that I look back upon and am really grateful that I took part in high school, that was debate. I was able to learn a lot about the skills of arguing and preparing for cases. A lot of fun, learned a lot of great things, was able to participate in debate tournaments where you go up against other people, where you would debate for or against a certain proposition. That what I would say that is essential if you are serious about looking into a career in law. Also, very important to study hard and study effectively, get good grades so that you can get into a good college, and so that you'll be prepared so that when you're in college you can do well enough to prepare to go to law school, because when you're in college You'll want to prepare for what they call the LSAT, similar to the SAT that you're preparing for to go into college, but that is specific for law school. I would say that extracurriculars like theater, for example, would be very beneficial. I took 2 years of theater, and of course that's going to help you in your speaking skills, oratory, being able to handle getting up in front of a crowd or a group and speaking, or maybe even singing if that's your thing. And that actually would be very beneficial to a lawyer, particularly one who argues in a courtroom. You're trying to convince a jury of your argument, of your position, and that's really not a whole lot different than what an actor's doing when they're getting on stage and trying to convince you that, you know, this world they're in is real. And so there's a lot of parallels. And certainly sports, the benefits that come with that, you know, I think are learning to work as a team with other people, the preparation for a goal, and the humility also that comes with loss, because when you are in college and law school, you will be humbled when you realize there's a lot of other smart people out there and you're not always going to get that A, and that you may work 5 times as hard just to get a B. But you can do it if you put your mind to it, and if you study hard and you prepare and you stay out of trouble. It's a goal you can certainly achieve.
Hi, my name is Bill Manning. I'm a LaPorte graduate from 1984. I'm an engineer. I have a degree in civil engineering and a master's degree in environmental health engineering.
What school?
Civil engineers are involved in just about every aspect of everyday life. They are responsible for designing public buildings, roads, bridges, water, wastewater treatment systems, traffic control, you name it. Every part of your everyday life, whether it's public, has a civil engineer involved in it. I specialize in environmental health engineering, so mainly I work on some civil projects that involve water treatment, water transportation, water safety, and also wastewater treatment. We treat the water so that it's safe to discharge back to the environment, both municipal, industrial, commercial, you name it. So it's a complete water cycle. We take water out of the stream, make it safe to drink, and then once you drink it and you flush it down the toilet or it goes down your sink, we carry it to a plant, and then we treat it, make it safe to put back into that stream. At a fairly early age, I wanted to be an engineer. I wasn't really sure exactly what type of engineer. There's so many options to choose from. So when I went to college, I looked at different engineering types of courses. Most programs are actually set up where you get to look at different programs. I took an electrical engineering course, I took a transportation course, I took structural courses, general civil, geotechnical. At one point I was considering biomedical engineering, but I ultimately decided to go with civil engineering. And my recommendation for anybody that's thinking about engineering is, in high school, get a good solid background in the math and science courses, and then work in construction or take an internship at an engineering firm. But take the summers off while you're in college and work. That way you can get some experience and try to get in the field that you're interested in. It was very valuable for me in that I worked for a construction company that built water and wastewater treatment plants. So during the summers I would work, learn how they were built, see things that could be improved upon, and use that knowledge as an engineer to design water and wastewater treatment plants. So I think it's very valuable to gain real world experience while you're getting your engineering degree. That way when you graduate, you not only can show some experience, but also you have an engineering degree. And that'll get you on the road toward licensure, where after 5 years you can apply to become a professional engineer, which is a registration by the state, which means you can practice engineering to the public by yourself or be responsible for designs that you produce. So it's way you advance. Obviously, once you become a professional engineer, your salary increases, and you gain more responsibility. And ultimately, you can do like I did, is I have my own company, and I'm a registered professional engineer, and my company is a registered engineering firm. The thing about engineering, it's a very rewarding profession. One of my favorite things as an engineer, and it still gives me a thrill today, even after all these years, is seeing an idea that starts out in your head become a reality in steel and concrete or wood, whatever you design, where you visualize in your head and then you watch it being built and you see the final product. For me, it's so great to see a treatment plant start out as an idea in my head, and then when I see it in operation, the crystal clear water going out, it's just very rewarding. I think it's a very rewarding field, and I love it.
Hi, my name is Louis Rigby. I am the mayor of the city of LaPorte. I'm a graduate of LaPorte High School in 1967, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about what's available in municipal government. People may not be aware of what kind of jobs are, but we have everything from people that hang on the back of a garbage truck and mow grass all the way up to the city manager. Upon graduation from LaPorte, I went into the Air Force for 4 years, and after that I went to San Jacinto College, got an associate's degree, went to the University of Houston, got a bachelor's degree, and then went to University of Houston Clear Lake and got my master's degree in public administration. So public service is really important to me. Not many high school graduates know about jobs within the municipal government, but we have everything. We have CPAs, we have people with master's degrees, we have the range of salary is anywhere from $8 an hour to $150,000 a year, depending on the job. But it's very important that you have a goal in life and maybe look at some of these opportunities to work towards that specific degree to get one of these jobs. My advice to you is to work hard when you're in school. I realize that some people don't want to go to college, aren't cut out to go to college, and that's okay too. We're currently working with San Jacinto College and Lee College for programs that will allow students to take just the courses they need to be able to work in one of the many chemical plants and refineries in the area, and that's not a bad thing. Those people make good money as well. So we want you to be trained for the future, we want you to have a goal, and we want you to stay in LaPorte.
Whenever. My name is Kurt Uyen. I am a graduate of LaPorte High School from 1994. I went into professional theater, and it's all Steve Regan's fault. He's the one that pretty much got me motivated into it. It's the best place where you can build pretty much anything you want to transport an audience from a humdrum life to 2 hours of not even worrying about their own problems, and that in itself is its own reward. I ventured up to Wisconsin and went to school at UW-Milwaukee only there for 3 years. I spent 5 years at San Jac. A lot of people spend a lot of time at San Jac. That's why we call it the University of San Jacinto Central. Once I finished out there, after 3 years in Milwaukee, I worked professionally in Chicago with the Lyric Opera. I also spent 6 years as a technical director with Racine Theater Guild in Racine, Wisconsin, and came home and became a teacher, which is again all Steve's fault. It just goes that way. On average in professional theater, you can make anywhere from $25,000 to $40,000 a year starting out. You can also go union or union over hire, and I guess Houston has a local 51. When I worked at the local 13 in Milwaukee, I was making about $18.85 an hour just for showing up and doing stuff that technicians do, which is eat donuts, drink coffee, and push things around that are already on wheels. That's good money. Teaching is what brought me back from thinking that I chose the wrong thing to do. Now that I'm here, same thing with Steve. It's the more the kids want, the more you give. It makes you really appreciate and love everything that you do. And after professional theater, teaching is more like a paid vacation.
I have summers, weekends, holidays, time to be with family and friends. And I'm just happy to be back in Texas and in this area so I can get back to doing what I do best, which is try to be Steve Regan. If you're trying to get into technical theater, it never hurts to have a little bit of skill with acting, so you kind of understand that side of the business. They're not bad people, they're just a little weird and sometimes eccentric. Check out any type of carpentry that you can get into, metalworking classes that LaPorte offers, I know in the ag department, any type of physics, chemistry, basic electricity, electrical engineering. All these things can be compiled into making you one heck of a technician. Also, some of the best scenic designers I ever met are guys and girls that failed out of architecture school. So if you're aiming high, this is a really great thing to fall back on. On the brighter side also, once you become a great technician, if you want side gigs and you have downtime, people are always going to pay you to do faux paint jobs in their kitchen, in their living room, build them a bookshelf, and you can make it look like, you know, it took you forever when it really took you maybe 15, 20 minutes minus the cleanup. So there's plenty of ways to skim the top and make more money off of this gig, plus you have a lot of fun with it. Right out of high school, you can hit San Jac Central. They have a great program. The University of Houston has cleaned up their program a lot to where it takes a little bit of effort to get inside. I know that San Jac South still has a theater program and a brand new facility. You can get an associate's and move on, or you can jump straight into a 4-year college, or the path I took was 5 years at San Jac, but the whole time I was there, I was actually doing overhire and professional work all around the Houston area to build up a professional resume before I went to college. So when you finish with college, you don't have to lose a job because you have no professional experience. Advice that I would give you when you leave and going into technical theater or in any workforce is when you hit 24, you're going to realize that your parents are not morons, that they're actually pretty bright, and even though they made you do chores and learn how to do laundry and cook when you were 7 or 8 years old, you're going to thank them for it when you get out there and realize that you're probably one of 10 in an entire group that knows how to take care of themselves. Also, thank your teachers. It's made a difference in everything I've done. I still talk to my college professors, and I still talk to Steve as often as I can. So Sonia, Steve, and Carrie, thank you so much for putting me where I'm at now.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey Tippett. I was born and raised here in LaPorte, Texas, and I'm a graduate from LaPorte High School in 1979. I started my career in law enforcement in 1983 with the Houston Police Department. Came out of class 115, did my 10 years there, and came to work for LaPorte PD in 1993. And now I've done my 20 years here. Some of the things about LaPorte that I gathered from my classes there at LaPorte High School, from the sports to sciences, math, all that has been utilized within the law enforcement career that I've had, particularly with the sciences and the math, because I'm on the accident reconstruction unit here, specializing with commercial vehicles, and we use physics, involved with physics formulas and all that every day, calculating speeds, possible speeds, crush, everything to determine what caused the accident, speeds, what could have possibly prevented the accidents, as well as when we teach the classes up from Texas A&M Engineering to down here through the Houston Community College systems where we taught as well, and University of Houston is where we taught. Some of the aspects with sports and all that teach you how to play it, to work as a team effort, because it's very much a team effort here within law enforcement. From beginning to end, they harp on that through the academy and all the way through your career. It's a team effort to get the job done. And one of the things is that no matter what you do, whatever your career is, whatever goal you set in life, that you got to achieve it, and it's going to take not just one individual effort, but you're going to have to rely on other people to help you get there and be able to accept their assistance with it. I've enjoyed my 30 years in it, and it's been quite a career. And if you're interested in going into a career in law enforcement, I strongly advise you completing a degree, not just in law enforcement, but get a degree in business, sciences, computer sciences, any kind of communications as far as dealing with equipment and engineering as well. because it's not just law enforcement anymore. It's very specialized details that you can get into with law enforcement, from being a detective, dealing with just juveniles, to accident reconstruction, to computer crimes, cyber crimes, identity theft, and all that is requiring not just of law enforcement knowledge, but of computer knowledge and a way to access all that information and how to look at it and research it and how to interpret all the different aspects of the computer world out there. And that's the next thing that's coming, is strictly computer sciences and such as that, as far as from the federal level all the way down to the municipal level. They want something other than just a generalistic degree in law enforcement. And I've always asked is that, you know, whenever you're dealing with people, how do you prefer to deal with them? So I prefer them to be in a blue uniform with a badge on riding beside me than me with handcuffing them and putting them in an orange uniform in the jail. So come join me in the front seat of the car, not the back seat.